So today we have a pretty interesting daily puzzle to explore. There's a lot of angles here. This is actually a mirror image of a puzzle we already have in our database. One thing that seems a little bit strange is once you see the answer, it feels like this is a really basic puzzle, which is true and not so true. Sure, once you see the solution, you say, okay, I get it. This is an easy puzzle. Such comments are often made after the fact. We often struggle, then we see the path and say, oh yeah, of course, it's this. But what's really interesting is this puzzle is actually rated, you guessed it, 2804, a 2800 rated puzzle on a Monday. That usually doesn't happen. And this 2804 rated puzzle has over 3,800 attempts with a success rate of only 28.5%. So what exactly is going on here? First of all, let's do a quick material count. We may notice that we have an extra bishop, which is nice, although it is under attack. And the extra bishop rather pales in comparison to black's extra queen and 3 pawns over there on the king's side. So what exactly makes this puzzle so basic and incredibly difficult at the same time? Well, we have so many patterns that are just screaming in our face, like this staring contest between the queen and the bishop, basically saying, hey, let's win the queen. But the problem here is that after black recaptures our bishop, sure, the knight can certainly deliver a fork, confronting the king and rook at the same time. And after the king moves out of the way, we happily collect the rook. But the problem here is that now black can capture one of our pieces. Let's take that bishop, for example. As the smoke clears, black's 3 extra pawns and an extra minor piece easily outweigh white's rook. So this is not the solution that we seek. So that's one tempting pitfall we need to avoid. And there's another materialistic tactical signal trying to sing us to shipwreck. If you're like me and enjoy uncorking a good fork, we really need to hold our horses here, or at least one horse, the knight. Notice that the king, queen, rook, and pawn are all in forking distance of the knight. But once again, after we're allowed to collect a little material and the smoke clears, we find ourselves down 3 pawns with nothing really to show for it. So basically we need to sit on our hands here and avoid lunging at the tempting material. Okay, so if we're not trying to win material, what's the point? Well, notice the king. Our bishop and knight are doing an excellent job denying light square escape squares for the king. So this means the king is restricted to dark squares and can only dream of c5 or e7 as escape squares for the moment. And as I highlight all of these squares, they just so happen to be on a dark squared diagonal. And it just so happens we have a dark squared bishop ready to leap into the action. So in this case, we're going to hold our horses and buzz with the bees. Our bishop slice through the diagonals with a little help from our knight, delivering a beautiful mate, solving this rather deceptive 2804 rated puzzle. Well, thanks for joining me for today's daily puzzle. This is National Master Dane Matson, and I'll see you next time.